Hi all, Hal here with more Empyrion Galactic Survival. And yeah, so this is actually going to be a bit of a bonus episode. I am actually recording this on Thursday night. There has been an update, a very large update to Empyrion. So what they've done is they've actually restarted the entire game. I'm not going to spoil it for you. Let's actually just go ahead. We're going to jump into a new game. We're going to call this 3.7 because that's the build that we are currently on. As you can see, for the folks who are curious and want to try to play along at home, our seed is 948925. That is a random seed, and we're going to start on Aqua, specifically because there is a new start to the game. So, for the folks who aren't following the development very closely, but are playing along at home, they've provided a new introduction to the game. The leveling system has been adjusted. They've actually moved a lot of the core blocks. And this is the new intro. You are actually in an escape pod. No more SVs. So you start in a, as you can see, a fairly compromised position. Let's see if we can get out of this thing. Do we not have mouse controls? Alright, let's make sure we have controls. Alright, so how do you... Aha! Alright. Yeah, that was actually an interesting introduction. So, where's my inventory? Alright, so basically what they've done, as you can see, there's a new intro to the game. We have started with some actually somewhat decent resources nearby. Do we have an inventory? We do not have an inventory. There's gotta be... Okay, so once you're out of the system, or once you're out of the escape pod, you yeah, this is going to be interesting. Alright, so you know what, let's just go ahead and grab all of this stuff right now so we can sort things out as we need to. There are some new creatures involved. They've now put the small spiders like walkers in. The dinosaurs are actually being phased out, so the folks that didn't like the Triceratops, that is still just a placeholder graphic and is being removed. But there's still no word on when all of the placeholder creatures will be removed. Let's show you the new little scorpion spider thing, which is that little beastie right there. Hey, look at that. First shot, you get the star level. Oh, you an ugly one. Come on. Alright, so what are you actually called? You are Alien Insect. And that is rather horrifying. Great. I'm poisoned. Alright, so let's see if we have a med kit or an antidote. We do have antidote, so we were going to use that. Alright. And I now have an open wound, so I am bleeding to death as well. So I'm guessing that is why we're losing stamina so quickly. Let's put that down here. Let's see. And wow, that's a lot of alien parts. Okay. So, yeah, we're gonna... Ooh, our escape pod went away. Why did our escape pod go away? Alright. So... they really are just leaving you out to survive now. It's not like you had the SV previously, and now that this is in place, at least we have some things nearby. They are starting you with a little bit more in the way of starting materials. So we have a survival constructor, which is the new light constructor. You have a core, you have a couple of growing blocks, and that's about it. Now, my understanding of this for the survival constructor is that you can actually place this on the ground. And yes, you can. Oh, right. So let us find a place to do this. Maybe head this way to the island? Oh. Yeah, let's head that way to the island, right? Yeah, I think that's the right way. No, I'm heading the wrong way. Which way is the island? Island is that way. Okay. So we're going to go this way. Go see if we can find the island. And I am going to try to avoid as much as possible. So yeah, what they've done is there are new points of interest added to the game. They have put in an alien support system now. So if you attack some of the alien bases, they will send in reinforcement ships. And the ships are actually really well done. And they do bring in additional people, so you want to keep that in mind in the case that you are deciding that you want to start some trouble with some of the aliens. And we are going to go this way. Let's take the helmet off because we don't have any oxygen to replace. And as you can see, that's one of the. It looks like that's one of the new points of interest over there. So I have a feeling that if we go start trouble over there, we are going to get reinforcements. So just to give you an idea of some of the things that changed, and we're going to sit here in the water where we're a little bit safer. So we've got some new features. So you have the new starting, which is what you've already seen. They've the troop transport that we talked about, the survival constructor, which you have seen, but I haven't placed yet. And so the new insect actually replaces the Triceratops. The large asteroid field has been added. There's more player customization, which we haven't really touched on, and then they've got some new models for some of the existing blocks that have already been in there. There's also some new tooltips. We will show you that, actually. So, obviously, you have the survival constructor. As you can see, you have a little bit more detail than what you used to have. Do we have any more? Yeah, so as you can see, the core now has a little bit more information on it. The food and sprouts don't seem like they're doing anything. Everything else looks like it's pretty much the same. It looks like it really is just the new stuff that have new block information. They have done some balancing on the tech tree. I haven't really looked at the tech tree, but one of the things that they did is now when you look at the bases, all of the initial things that you need to craft or to survive are actually at level 1 now. The overall tech tree is still a work in progress, and the developers have asked that you pay a visit on the forums and let them know what you think about it. So for the people who are playing, make sure you are doing that, and for the folks who are watching and have some creative feedback, pay a visit to the developers. They do like getting that feedback, and they do take it into consideration. Looks like they've updated the water system again a little bit. Some of the graphics in here are looking a little sharper than they were before, so... they have done some bug fixing, so there's, when you're shooting through the terrain in multiplayer, that should no longer occur. If you were suffocating in breathable atmosphere, that was sometimes triggered. There were sometimes the drones were stuck in midair, so when you would start a new game, there would just be like a wall of drones sitting there, and it wouldn't do anything. You couldn't do anything to them. But yeah, it looks like a lot of really good changes in here. As I've said before, I'm never a huge fan of leveling treadmills, but it looks like this is at least makes a little bit more sense because all the basic things that you need for your construction are already unlocked. Let's see, deco blocks. So the deco blocks unlock as you go up the levels. Small vessel starts unlocking at level 3. Hover vessel also unlocks at 3. So what we're really looking for are the building blocks. No, we are looking miscellaneous. Yes. So this is where you really want to start looking at, is because this is where you start getting things like your starters. So as you can see, the base starter is already unlocked, as is the Promethean fuel pack. We can unlock the cargo box and oxygen generator, which we don't really need at this point. And the core is also unlocked by default. One of the things that they did do is all of the core blocks, specifically like the starter blocks, no longer have a cost. So as you level up, you can unlock them immediately, or they will unlock immediately. You can get the building blocks again. All corner. There's the new trussing blocks, trussing slope. Yeah, they added the trussing corner. Looks like for the most part, it's all the same stuff. Half rounds. I saw a round block in here. So a quarter round. Okay, those are the slightly more advanced blocks, and then the armor plate is actually level 10. So yeah, that's actually pretty cool. So that is pretty much the updates. Because as there hasn't been a whole lot of change on the way that the schematic system works, basically your crafter, even when it's placed, will only have access to certain things, and you need to build better gear in order to unlock better gear, etc., etc. I am thinking I'm going to claim this island for us, but I am going to go check out this point of interest, because that looks rather interesting, hence the title. So yeah, hopefully everybody's having a great week. This is probably going to be up. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get this out on Thursday. It'll probably be early Friday. This is a bonus for the week for Empyrion. It'll make up for the Ark episode that you guys didn't get today. So I just ran out of time this week, and I really just, it was a bad day to be recording yesterday. So yeah. Anyway, we're gonna go ahead and see what. Oh, come on! See if we can get over here and take a look at this thing, because I am rather curious to see it. We can see the drones in the distance already. Let's see. So the new insects look like they only aggro if you attack them, and I'm guessing if you get really close to them, they will probably aggro as well. We'll try that out here in a moment. But I am curious about that base. Oh, you know what? That's the mining base. Oh no, weapon factory? Interesting. Alright. So I'm wondering if maybe we should set up our base over here. Puts us in close proximity while we get the basic resources we need. And yes, I think we are going to do that, actually. I have been told also that the drones start attacking a little bit earlier once you've placed the base. Alright, so looks like we've got very basic crafting ability here. Let's drop all this stuff over here. We're just going to drop everything in there for right now, because we do need to make a base starter. Okay, so what do we got? Small fuel tank graphics have been changed. Small generator is the same. And the large constructor is what we're going to need to build the rest of the base materials. For right now, we do want to go ahead and queue up a few of these. So interesting. No progress meter. Alright. Sorry. We're going to go ahead and let that run. Actually, you know what? Let's queue up a few other things. I'm kind of curious as to how you determine what is going on with the system. Since you don't have a progress meter here, and this thing doesn't take power, I'm really curious to see how this is going to work. Alright, anyway. So while we're doing that, let's go ahead and make, that's 200 plates, and that'll allow us to make, like 100 of these, and we want one of those. Okay, so that'll at least get our crafting underway. We're gonna go ahead and take a walk over here. How much ammo do I have anyway? Okay, I have enough ammo. Love it. And of course, the Promethean deposit is directly under the weapons base, right? Why am I not surprised? Alright, well, you're not attacking me, so I'm not going to worry about you. You guys are a little bit closer than I like. Got some cobalt. Looks like we've actually got a really good resource seed. But I'm really curious about that weapons factory. Let's see. More resources. So it looks like I may be able to get in under the guns. but it also means I'm going to have to deal with all of the drones at once, because none of the drones wandered out this way. And I'm betting if I attack this, we're going to see the new ship coming in. Also notice that I don't have... Oh. Yep, they're curious to see me. Hi, how you doing? Alright. Are you just spotters, or are you waiting to see if I'm going to attack you? Because you don't seem to be hostile yet. Are you waiting for me to get to a certain distance before you attack? I'm rather curious. Because normally, you know, these things would be shooting at... Oh, there it goes. It started shooting at me. Since you shot at me, I'm going to shoot you. Oh, transport approaching. Okay, so we get to see the transport. Maybe. We're going to run back this way, though, just to see if these things are going to keep following us. And I do think one of the first things I'm going to do before we continue to explore is to go back, build the base, and be able to build a better weapon. So you guys are following. Are you going to keep following? So apparently, you don't see the XP anymore. And there's a troop transport. Alright, so... And we have died. So yes, the game has become a lot more brutal. Sure, let's try respawning at our current... Oh, of course, then it spawns me with no gear. Thanks, guys. That was awesome. Alright. So it looks like they have dropped their troops off. Yes? Or are they just trying to figure out... Whoa! Hi. Oh, that's not good. They dropped all sorts of stuff. Yeah, I don't have anywhere near what I need for that. So on that note, I am going to call it here. Thanks everybody for stopping in today. I hope you enjoyed the look at the new content, and we will see you all next time. If you enjoyed the episode, make sure you hit that like button on your way out. As always, folks, take care and be safe out there.